Hi, welcome back to my channel Read with Shubham. I know the vocabulary. I have lots of English words, but when it comes to speak, I just forget. Why is it happening with me? How I can solve this problem? Don't worry, in this video I will help you solve this problem. The first reason that I think you are unable to remember the vocabulary is lack of practice. You don't practice as much as it is required to practice. You hardly speak English during the day. So if you don't speak English more, how you can remember the vocabulary? If you are not consistent in speaking English, you can't remember the vocabulary. So whenever you get the opportunity, you have to speak. And believe me, if you speak every day, then you can remember the vocabulary. And second thing that I personally believe that I used to face when I first started my English speaking journey, that is nervousness. If you feel nervous while speaking English, you can't remember the vocabulary. You start fumbling a lot. You sound like that. I go. So this type of sound you make, right? Maybe you are also facing the same issue. So don't feel nervous while speaking English. If you don't feel nervous, you can remember the vocabulary. And second, most important thing, that is listening. We hardly listen to people. We have to listen more. If we are doing any work or if we are going anywhere by bus, we have to listen by using our headphone. When we use our headphone, we can concentrate on listening. So we have to listen more and make sure listen to the same person more than 5 times. When you listen to the same person again and again, you can remember the vocabulary that the person has used in his or her conversation. So it is highly recommended to listen to the same person so many times. Next is reading. Reading can help you remember vocabulary. When you read, you come across the same word. If you see the same word every moment, don't you think you can remember them for a long time? For example, today you have learned one word, that is flabbergasted. Flabbergasted is a word. The meaning of flabbergasted is surprised. So if you read book again and if you come across this particular word again, this flabbergasted word, you can remember them, right? Next, very important, that is, if you don't know any particular word, if you find any uncommon word that you don't know, you have to Google the word. And by googling the word, you have to find the definition of the word, how you can use the word in a sentence. You have to understand from the Google, and with the definition and with the sentences, you have to find the synonyms of the words. If you find the synonyms of the words, you can use the synonyms as well. For example, you are speaking something and suddenly you forget the main word. So in place of the main word, you can use the synonyms. So learning synonyms is equally important. If you get to know any new word, then you have to use the word during the day. If you don't use the word that you have learned, you will end up forgetting the words. So make sure use them intentionally. And if you have any friends, if you talk to somebody, use the word with your friends. By sharing the words with your friends, you can remember them for a long time. So don't forget to do it. And next, I think you have to speak on topics. If you don't speak on topics, then definitely you can't use the words. If you always speak about your daily routine, then in your daily routine you can't use the vocabulary. But if you speak on topics, you will find the opportunity to use the vocabulary. So it is necessary for all the English learners to speak on topics. Please do it every day. And one more thing that I forgot to tell you, it is not mandatory to read English newspaper or English books. You have to build the habit of reading from anywhere. For example, you are using your mobile phone and suddenly you got a advertisement. So don't skip the advertisement. If it is in English, try to read it and try to find out the meaning of the advertisement. That will help you build your habit of reading books, reading anything. For another example, you are going somewhere and suddenly you saw a hoardings, a banner, and something is written there in English. So don't skip the reading. You have to read. If you can do it for some month, you can build the habit of reading. So that's why it is highly recommended to read anything, whatever comes around you. Really, by doing all of these things, you can surely remember the vocabulary. You can surely improve your words. So try to do it. Yeah, and speak more. Speaking is very crucial for all of us. If we speak less, we can't use the vocabulary. And don't feel sad. Initially it happens with everybody. I do also face the same problem till now. Sometimes I just forget the words. I know lots of words, but I just forget. And one more thing, don't learn 10 to 15 vocabularies at the same time. You can't remember them. Our human mind, human brain is not capable to remember so many vocabulary at the same time. So it is better to learn 2 to 3 vocabularies every day and try to use them. If you don't use them, you will forget. Yeah, try to use them and make the habit of learning at least 2 to 3 vocabulary every day. Don't skip. And one day you will be capable to use the vocabulary. Once I could not use any vocabulary, but today I can remember the vocabulary. I can recognize them while speaking English just by practicing, just by speaking every day. And you can do the same thing. You have to do the same thing to remember the vocabulary. Yes, please do it, and I'm sure you will get the result after some month. Till now, bye bye, take care.